You ready to get into it?
Oh yeah, man. Let's get it. Let's get it.
All right. Everybody, welcome to the amazing podcast. My name is Howard. Guy to the other
Oh,
side is Bert. And
ah,
yeah, we're gonna get into it. Did you see Batman this when
oh
it
man.
came out?
Did I see did I see cinema greatness? Did I see probably the best comic book movie other than DC comic book movie ever? Yeah. I
Yeah. It's up there with the Dark Knight. They definitely stayed true to the detective comics in regards to Batman.
yeah.
So it was
I
long but necessary to really tell the story. So I enjoyed it.
yeah, I I was so impressed by it. I actually watched the animated series. I watched Batman Year One. I watched Hush, and I watched the Long Halloween 1 and 2. And I can tell you right now, man, it's just like the animated movies. You know what I mean? I think every character in the movie played their role to perfection. I love the fact that the Batmobile is probably the best Batmobile I've ever seen. And since yeah, I mean, I understand like Christopher Nolan's Batmobile, but I felt like that was too the fucking tank in the middle of the street.
Taking up both lanes.
I felt like it's just that I think this Batmobile had the power, had the durability, had the speed and everything like that.
It was more modern.
It's more modern, realistic to me. And it felt like somebody built it from hand. So I think his suit was probably the best suit. It was something that I love the fact that they had the two, the gas things on both arms. I don't think I think one thing I felt like they needed to, like, enough with the good stuff, because I have nothing but good stuff to say.
All right,
The
what's
bad,
the best stuff?
let's start with the bad stuff.
All right.
Or let's do the bad stuff. So the bad stuff was, number one thing that stuck out to me was the ending was underwhelming. I did not like how it ended, but that's probably based off what we've seen in the past, with the post-credit scenes, with the cliffhangers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I thought it was just very overwhelming, underwhelming. I was just like,
I think it was something to set up for the next one,
yeah.
possibly.
It ended like a comic book or something like that. Case closed. Boom. I did it. Wow. All right. Next movie. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to roll into it like a trilogy. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to necessarily roll into the next movie to be a trilogy.
It just makes you wonder what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
With the next one coming out, whether we're going to see a Joker or whether
Yeah.
the Riddler is going to
break out,
or maybe there's another puzzle he has to solve. So
yeah, well, we have a puzzle that we have to solve. So there was a post-credit scene, supposedly, and it was a riddle. And then you had to go on the internet and put the riddle in, and then you'll see it loading, like the last scene in the movie, where like they punched in the code and then it loaded the rest of it. So
right.
it's just so it's supposed to be like 6 p.m. today. It's supposed to be like it's out. Like we're gonna find out who is the next villain to the next Batman, supposedly, or the next riddle or something like that. So but as far as Bruce Wayne, I don't think he looked really good as a good Bruce Wayne.
Well, I think the movie focused more on him as the Batman because
Yeah.
because he felt more comfortable as being the Batman more so than Bruce Wayne. I think the next one, probably the Court of Owls, and
He would have to be Bruce Wayne.
he would have to be Bruce Wayne because there's a lot of dirt going on with his family and all that. So I think he had to be Bruce Wayne to really kind of clean that up.
Yeah.
That's
And
when
I'm glad that they found out that the Waynes were billionaires. They weren't millionaires. They weren't just like a rich family. These people were like wealthy, generational family.
generation
They're
wealth. Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? So they were in a lot of stuff. and that like that's gonna unfold, and we're gonna get that, because my thing is just like you're no, there's no such thing as, I believe there's no such thing as just a clean philanthropist, like like a clean billionaire. I feel like
Right.
they've done things where they're eventually, it got to a point where it was questionable. Like he was saying, like the story was going to come out about his mom being in Arkham Asylum and everything, and the dad was like, "Oh man, I'll just pay you off not to do it," and he still did. He was still trying to do it, and then he got so probably upset and emotional that he lost himself and went to Falcone. And Falcone was like, I finally got something on the billionaire. So, they're probably doing some stuff. So, man, it just, I mean, when I look at stuff that like probably would bother people, like and it's basically what I've heard. The ending was underwhelming. He wasn't like, they wanted to see more Bruce Wayne. Um, it was he wasn't a good Batman. What else did I have? They say, oh, it was too long. It wasn't a lot of action, but I was just like, the action in it was just the right amount of action, because we wanted to focus on the detective part of him. He's known Batman as the world's greatest detective.
Yeah, I think sometimes too much action can take away from the story.
Exactly.
So
Yeah. And I believe I ranked, I even had a conversation with my buddy and I ranked him. I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna tell you like this. I was like, well, Michael Keaton is the original. So he will always have that. He's kind of like that Bill Russell kind of thing. He was the first great, you
kind of
know,
like the logo.
yeah, kind of logo.
Yeah.
He's Batman. I was like, all right, great. And then you have the best Bruce Wayne out of all the Batmans was Christian Bale. He was the best Bruce Wayne, I think, in the suit and everything, and especially his background being like from American Psycho. He was clean, he was dressed, he had everything. So like he was the best Bruce Wayne. The best Batman, though, physically attributes was Ben Affleck. Yes, Ben Affleck is 6'4". Batman in the comic book is only 6'2". So Christian Bale was like the right size, was 6'2", 220. Patterson is the same thing. He's 6'1", 180, but with he gained 15 pounds for the part. He put on the suit, and then with the boots and everything, he fits the physicality of Batman. So, but we always look at Ben Affleck as physically. That's what I picture Batman being. You know what I mean? Like he was on point. So Patterson, I believe he's actually going to give us the world's greatest detective. He's actually going to play both parts really well. And I think as they go on, they're going to make him into probably the best all around Batman. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then as far as with the movie, as far as Dark, right?
Right.
I believe when I watched it,
Mm-hmm.
and I felt like that movie was not about Batman. That movie was about Joker. And that's why I have to give it to where it's like I have to give the Batman an edge over the Dark Knight. Now granted, the reason why the Dark Knight is like, and I'm not talking about much, you know what I
Right.
mean? I'm talking about they're almost so great. Like it's almost like they're almost like Kobe and Michael. Like, similarities and everything, like that in that greatness kind of thing. It's like
You
you
can't
can't
you can't go wrong choosing.
you can't go wrong choosing one or two. You know what I mean? Like that's what I look like. They look the same. It's like, oh, the same moves and it's just one pointed out something than the other. So they wanted Batman to his detective skills. Shit, I'll tell you right now, my boy Jeffrey Wright played the best Gordon I ever, bro. I was like, yo,
Yeah.
where I mean, like I know what's his name, Gary Oldman did a great job. I know the
I know
old
with him watching it, sometimes you have to like turn it up just to hear him because his voice was so low.
yeah, but
Yeah, and you had to turn it down with the action sequence and stuff like that. But I mean, we can talk about the Batman all day. We can move along towards the other DC films that's supposed to come out being pushed
oh
back.
man, that was kind of disappointing. But I felt like I think they didn't. So my thing is, I think they didn't know the Batman was going to be that big. I really, dude.
That's what you think? Okay.
They have they have cut scenes. They have cut scenes with Joker and Batman. Like they were supposed to meet before they even started.
Right.
So I'm like, what the hell? Like it just looked at me like the Batman was like they still had doubts if anybody would like it. So they back. And now it's like, okay, it's hitting and everything like that. Now it's getting big. Now they're like, okay, let's expand this for a week. Because what's the next DC movie supposed to come out?
I think the next one was, I think, probably the Black Adam. I think Black Adam was supposed to be.
Yeah, Black Adam was supposed to be the next one. They put it back to October. That was supposed to come out in July, and they put it out in October. And then I guess that's too close because Doctor Strange is coming out in May, and then Star Wars is coming out May 25th with Kenobi. So I believe they were just trying to get it to where they had a good, maybe 2 months by themselves. You know what I mean? And
I get it. And nobody's really looking forward to Aquaman as it is. I mean, they should just scrap that whole project.
I mean, they put it up 3, so they moved that all the way up to next year.
Next year, so, along with the Flash. But
yeah,
I think the only thing that's going to save that Aquaman project is if they recast the role for Mara, which Amber Heard was playing.
Yeah, man, I found out that Johnny Depp lost so much money. Yeah, he lost a whole bunch of money, bro. Like I saw this new Fantastic Beasts trailer and they replaced him. I was like, bro. I mean, I still want to, but it's just like he lost so much money, bro. He like, and then I'm surprised the movie even came. Like, I understand they have to finish the trilogy, but it's not even the same, bro. It's not even the same. It's not even. Do something. He had to change his image, or he got scarred, or battled, or whatever. But
you just gotta be careful who you choose.
Yeah, man, you just gotta be careful.
That's a lesson a lot of people can take from this. Be careful who you choose.
Yeah, but I'm a little disappointed in DC right now, man. I'm not understanding this. I thought they would have just blanket this year.
I think on a positive note, they moved up Shazam, so that's going to be in December.
I think they want to. I think there's something up with Shazam and Black Adam. I think they actually are going to get to that where that Black Adam sequel is going to be against Shazam.
Probably next year, depending on how it does.
Yeah, depending on how it does, they'll combine, instead of just doing a Black Adam 2, they'll combine that, and then they'll probably do a guest feature of Superman. And we've all seen that one animated TV show, Shazam, where he fought Black Adam and Superman had to come in and help. So we can get that movie for the second one, or the third one, that would work, you know what I mean? Or something like that. Maybe the second, because I don't see it big as that, because Black Adam is a hero. Rock can only do so much, you know what I mean? Then after that, it just starts getting to like they making up shit.
Yeah, I think with the once we see the Black Adam, of course, Hawkman is going to be in it. So I think from there, there probably several spinoffs from that.
Yeah, it's going to be good, but I think they have to do something with Shazam and Black Adam. So as long as we get that, then we're all good. The Flash is just going to re the whole universe of that, so they could start over again. So I can see that movie starting everything over, combining in what they've done and then changing it. You know what I mean? So it gives them a fresh start if they're thinking about doing what I think they're doing. It's just to have a restart in some things, And then the only thing that I dislike about it is, like, I know Michael B. Jordan's he's a great actor and everything, but I feel like because of what they did to Cyborg, the actor, Mr. Fisher, I forget what it is. That's why they have a black Superman. Like, I really felt like because of, like, they took out that, like, Green Lantern, and then they all, like, did, all that stuff went sideways with Cyborg, the actor, actually, and everything like that,
Right.
then I think they're like, oh, we'll fund a Black Adam. I mean, a Black Superman, and I'm like,
I'm interested to see it.
I'm not saying I don't want to see it. I just like, my thing is just, I feel like there's underlining things to why we got a Black Superman. You know what I mean? I was like, we're not generally we were supposed to get a Black Superman with Will Smith, but he turned it down.
Yeah, I think that was a good thing too.
I mean, they could have changed the story, but you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't mind seeing Will Smith. He's a good actor. I think he could have pulled it off.
I mean, he played Hancock, so I think that was close enough.
Yeah, and it's crazy because when I looked at that, I was like, well, why didn't you just play Superman instead of an alcoholic? I was like, dang, you could have. I just feel like, let's not. I guess it's just back in the day, I guess, things, and it's like they didn't want to be like, it was such influence of not doing something out of the norm.
Yeah.
But I don't understand. Like, I don't understand why black actors don't do that, but white directors do it. Like, shit, look at Tim Burton. Tim Burton cast Harvey Dent as Black. You know what I mean? If he had a third Batman movie after Dark Knight, Robin was supposed to be Black.
Right, with Marlon
like,
Wayans.
So that's why I'm like, you see all these scripts, and maybe that's why it didn't work. You know what I mean? Like, the boy Wonder was supposed to be a part of a gang, and then he ended up turning around, and we had a Marlon Wayans as Robin with Michael Keaton. You know what I mean? Like, damn, I want to see that. You know what I mean? So it's just some things, just with the movie industry and everything and stuff like that. I just, it's just a pet peeve of mine when I look at it. But I think everything will work out. I was just pretty like, wow, overwhelmed. I was like, whoa. I was like, why all this change? What happened? And I like, it just all of a sudden came out, man. They just had a trailer out. Everybody was ready. Super Bowl. I was like, man, it's gonna be great. We're like 4 Batmans. Keanu Reeves is doing an animated Batman. I was like, let's get it. So, but we'll see what happens, man. I hope
this year is going to be a good one as far as films go. But we can move it along. We can move it along to sports. I know a lot of stuff been happening in sports world. We got Russell Wilson. He's heading to Denver.
That was
I think that's a good look.
I mean, congratulations with Denver, man. This is their second time that they've actually grabbed a Hall of Fame quarterback. I don't know one other team that has done that. I do believe Russell Wilson will bring a Super Bowl to Denver again. He's still young. He's only played in the league for 10 years.
The thing with Denver, they have poor luck choosing a quarterback in the draft. So
yeah, I mean, draft wise, they suck.
They can't do
it. As far as picking up a free, like, and then just to understand, like, it just, and it's just not like, the fact is, like, Seattle messed this relationship so bad. Like, they messed this relationship up so bad that this guy was willing to go to Denver. You know what I mean? Like, let's think about it. It's Russell Wilson. He could have gone anywhere. He had a no trade clause.
Yeah.
And he pulled up for Denver. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what other teams would have gave him that, but I'm just thinking he would have been so solid somewhere else, but then he chose Denver. And then I look at Seattle and I'm like, yeah, they got all these draft picks and everything, but for some reason in my heart, man, I felt like they chose Pete Carroll over Russell Wilson. Like, you're telling me that you didn't want to bring?
Probably.
Huh?
I said probably.
It doesn't make any sense to me because, I look at it like Pete Carroll's like 70, like almost 80. He won a championship in college football. He won a championship in the NFL. What do you really have to prove, Pete? All you know is that you have not developed the offense. It's very simplistic. It's like, it's not difficult at all to defend. But you have to have the pieces to run that offense. You have to generally every time have the pieces to run that offense. You have to have a great offensive line to protect Russell Wilson, to run the football. You got to have a good running back to run those, run that, do the running game. you have to have a solid defense because all you're going to do is worry about special teams, the kick game, run the clock, and then have a stout defense. That time is done. We got teams that right now are throwing the ball 50 times a day, 50 times a game.
Yeah, I mean, that's where the league is at. The league
Exactly.
wants to throw it 50 times.
Dude,
it does good for ratings.
Exactly, and you have to look at it because the running game is almost, I wouldn't say the running game is obsolete, but the running game has gotten to a point where we don't want no 210, 2 something, big. I mean, unless Derrick Henry is never going to win a Super Bowl because they're not going to change their offense and they're going to keep doing that, and they're hoping one year they'll just have a stout defense to help them the Super Bowl. Because
well, the thing is with the NFL, these players evolved. So, they're faster, bigger, stronger. So the backs like Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, the ones that did 15 years as a running back, they can't do it anymore because, their bodies can no longer take that pounding. You got D-line running a 4.5, 4.6,
Yeah, all that, right? 300 pounds running a 4.8.
Yeah, it takes a toll on you.
Yeah, and it just now as a running back, you have like you see running backs like Ezekiel Elliott, 220. I'm sorry, B. Like Derrick Henry is just different. You know what I mean? But you don't have another really big back, rolling like that. Now you got
and even Derrick Henry, he's breaking down. So
you have your Delvin Cooks, you have your Devontae Adams, you have your is that right? Devontae Adams, the running back? No, Adam Jones. You have Delvin Cooks, Adam Jones, Jonathan Taylor. You got speedsters now, bro. You got to have speed, and Ezekiel Elliott, he lost all that.
And you have to have at least 2 backs. You got to have at least 2 backs.
You got to have 1-2 back. You got to have like Green Bay. The reason why they lost against, and I really truly believe that Green Bay lost that game with San Francisco is because AJ Dillon went out.
Okay, now I'm about to switch it up. What do you feel about Colin Murry? Because I know he's in a standoff. He wants his money.
I'm not paying him.
Yeah,
I let him go.
I would too.
I would trade him. I'm sorry, man. Like, it was a great run. It was great, awesome. But at 5'10", man, 5 foot. Well, they're giving him 5'10", but I really think the guy is like 5'9".
5'9". Well, he's probably 5'10" with shoes.
Yeah, so 5'9". Yeah, so 5'9", 5 foot. He's shorter than me. You know what I mean? And my thing is, like, if you're shorter than me and your average line is 6'5", bro, I can't see shit. I can't see a fucking thing unless I do a rollout.
I mean, the thing is, he has no leverage because you're only as good as your last game.
That
last game was horrible.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, I know it's sad, and like, I honestly think he needs to start looking in the future of baseball. Like, he could go back and play baseball. He was a hell of a baseball player in college. You know what I mean? Like, Texas boy.
I think he intended to play baseball, but football, they gave him, more money.
Yeah.
Time. So I
think
mean, now
he got his first one. He ain't gonna get a second one.
No.
Yeah, he ain't gonna get a second one. So my thing is, like, I think they're gonna have a really bad season this year with offensively, especially if they don't sign him and everything. I think they're gonna, like, Kinsberger is gonna be on the hot seat. Hopefully.
I don't know. Like, so far, there's a lot of quarterbacks they can get right now. They can get Garoppolo. They can get
Garoppolo is going to they're in trade talks to dang, I just saw it too. He was in trade talks to
okay, well, not him. They can get Jameis Winston.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe some other quarterbacks that could be Marcus Mariota. I mean,
yeah, Mariota, like,
the same thing. So
yeah, they could put a veteran in there for right now until they could get somebody. And I think, yeah, Marcus, you hit Marcus Mariota on the spot. Trubinsky, Garoppolo. They got Winston. They got who else they got?
Yeah, so I mean, they have options.
Yeah, they got some options and everything like that. So I think one spot to land, and I don't understand why he didn't land that spot, man. I definitely would have gone there, but I guess they lost Fisher, so I was like, the offensive line might suffer. Um, so what was it? Is just that Indianapolis, they don't have no quarterbacks in Indianapolis. You know what I mean? So
Oh
I
yeah,
thought
because Indy they traded
Russell,
Carson Wentz to Washington.
so I was like, oh my God, Russell Wilson would definitely go to Indiana,
And you know
because
what? And you know what? I think Washington is going to be a problem this year.
oh yeah, dude. The only thing is with Carson Wentz, they just have to protect him.
That's it.
That's it. Like, I'm sorry, he's made of glass. You know what I mean? But I talked to some of these guys. Like, I forget what his name was. He's a kicker for Indianapolis, and he said the reason why Andrew Luck, didn't survive is because Andrew Luck would take hits. He would try to get that first down. He wasn't, and then Winston's trying to do the same thing. So that's why he's getting hurt. And all I look at Washington is like your main mission.
And Washington, low key, they have a squad because their defense
is solid.
They got receivers, young receivers.
And Curtis Samuel's going to come back from his growing injury. Hopefully he comes back. They're a solid team, bro, and they're in the NFC East. You know what I mean? Like, right now,
make the playoffs.
Right now, Dallas is like, yo, we're getting rid of Murry Cooper. We're getting rid of DeMarcus Lawrence. We're already on the trade block is Connor Williams, our offensive lineman. We're trying to sign the tight end, Schultz, multi-year contract.
And Eagles, Jalen Hurts, I like him. He got the intangibles as a leader and everything, but he can't throw.
He just got this year, bro. They felt like they needed to run the ball, and when they ran the ball, they were successful. They just don't have receivers.
But once they couldn't run the ball, it was a problem. Yeah, and you saw that in the playoffs.
I've never stuck up for the Philly. Anybody, So you can tell right now, I'm trying not to be biased, but who the fuck are you going to? Like, all you got to do is double team. Oh boy.
Well, he has two options. He has Dallas Gower, or whatever his last name is, and then he has Devontae Smith. Those are his only two options because he definitely can't throw it to Jalen.
So if we ain't making it, if we ain't getting 4 yards of pop on the run game, those are the only two motherfuckers that I got to pass to.
Basically.
Shit. and that's if they give me time to throw.
Yeah, because most of the time he's running.
And then the defense
then he's off to the races.
And then the defense ain't doing nothing to help. So it's a little difficult.
Yes.
I ain't worried about the Giants because they already they got Barkley on the trade block right now. So Giants is just trying to rebuild, get their lives together. Philly, I think Philly is maybe
I think low key they trying to trade for Deshaun Watson if they can get him. If they could get him, if he wants to go to Philly, because he has that no trade clause too.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I'd be trying to go to Indy. I don't know why. I have a thing about Indy, man. I'd try to go to Indy. San Francisco, they got Trey Lance. Let's look at it. Let's look at you ain't gonna go. They got New Orleans. You got New Orleans. You got Indianapolis that need a quarterback. You got Philly that need a quarterback. You got New York Giants that need a quarterback. I know they like Danny Jones, but that shit ain't gonna work. Who else? Tampa Bay need a quarterback.
That's right.
Shit, who else needs a quarterback? Miami needs a quarterback.
No, Miami, they sticking with Tua.
Miami needs a quarterback.
He's sticking with Tua.
Who else? Cleveland needs a quarterback.
Yeah,
they that's Seattle needs a quarterback. So there's a lot of out there that need quarterbacks. The whole era of Phil Rivers, Ben Roethlisberger, Tom Brady,
Oh
Peyton Manning.
yeah, Pittsburgh, they need a quarterback.
Oh, Pittsburgh needs Jesus. Well, Pittsburgh just needs a quarterback. I believe that Pittsburgh could have been a deep playoff run if Rosenberg wasn't just, a tree. You know what I mean? He's just old, man. He showed his age this year. So what else is there? But there's a lot of room for quarterbacks, and that's why I see Colin Kaepernick over there. Colin Kaepernick over there practicing.
Man, ain't nobody getting him a shot.
Oh man!
I don't even know why he's wasting his time with those IG workout videos. Like, hey, I'm ready. Man, you ain't doing nothing.
Right. It's like you could have easily went to either Canadian League or this new league that's up and tried out, and then everybody would have been able to see you. XFL,
there's arena football.
Arena football, XFL. You could have gone anywhere else, man, just to keep yourself in the game, but then you chose not to. And now it's like, I mean, I understand what he was doing. Roger that. Cool, brother. But in order to stay in football shape, in order to, be in football, dive into football. You know what I mean?
No, like, the thing with Colin Kaepernick is at one hand you want to be a revolutionary and fight the fight. Now you want to be a football player. Well, which one is it? You can't do both.
Can't do both, baby.
You can't do both.
That's why I said, like, you got your point across. I understand.
Yeah, I mean, he had that Netflix series about his struggles growing up, or his about where he fit in mentally,
I guess whatever. Biracial kid.
Yeah.
The fucking club. You know what I mean? I guess what happens when you get a biracial kid to, give money, and now it's like, and I'm not gonna lie, man. Shit, it's in that movie. What's it? One time in Miami or something like that. When what's his name? Jim Brown and them, talk to Malcolm X, and it's like, it's always you light-skinned motherfuckers that's trying to, be as hard as you can to be black. Like, you don't see us, tripping about it, but it is what it is. But it was just some point where just like, it's kind of true. Like Colin Kaepernick, biracial guy, like sometimes we have difficulty. It took me what, maybe 2 years in high school to realize I just got to be me. You know what I mean? Like, half black, I'm half Mexican. I don't speak Spanish. I'm not, my skin is like complected. My hair is curly. It's not tight. And shit, dude, I couldn't. There was no such thing as pick and choose. I was mostly raised from my dad's side of the family, but my thing is this: like, I'm still Hispanic. Like, that's my mama. You know what I mean? So there ain't no way I could go home after a riot and talk about I beat up a whole bunch of Mexicans. Couldn't do that. So I stayed out of it, and that was pretty much what it is, man. And Colin Kaepernick, like, just seeing him on his Instagram stuff and everything like that shit kind of bothered me. I was like, man, what are you doing? Stop it.
It's simple. Either you're gonna be about it or not.
Yeah.
Because there's people that actually, travel that revolutionary road, and they end up political asylum, or that's what you call it, right? Where they have to leave the country, or some of them are in jail. Some of them died.
Yeah.
So
it's we'll see. We'll see what happens, man. But I think, I'm pretty excited for, free agency that's going to come up. The draft that's coming up in April. I'm looking at basketball. I can't wait for the playoffs to start. That's all I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for the playoffs to start for basketball.
Yeah. We gotta speak on the NBA, because those Lakers. Bro. And you know what? And I wanted to talk to you about this as far as Russell Westbrook. Yeah, he's playing horrible or whatever. And I think the media has a job, as in making sure they call it down the middle. And the whole name calling, like how Skip Bayless does with Queen James, Bosh Spice, because it's not only him wearing that name. You know what I mean? So it's like if he goes home and this kid comes home from school saying, "Hey, this kid's calling me Bosch Spice or Westbrook or whatever," then now you're causing something totally different. So that's my only thing.
So with that, right?
Right.
Um, you should have known what you was getting into. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
it's like for the fans to say it, you know, cool. But for, sports media people to say it or whatever,
to call them names.
yeah, to call them names, I think that's a little bit out of
I don't know. Look at Stephen A. Smith, man, with Kwame Brown. You know what I mean? Like I mean that's what they're there for, man. That's what like I don't win. Don't play terribly, man. Like I know
line.
you're having a bad season, but you should have known coming in the off season. Hey, I just got traded to the Los Angeles Lakers, and I'm playing with LeBron James. If this like somebody should have told him like, okay, great, this is awesome, it's a wonderful opportunity. I see you getting your first championship ring. I see you making a lot of money out there because we can, get some endorsements. We can make some deals. We can meet some people. We can buy some land. We can put some businesses out there. All types of stuff, right? It's endless, all right?
I think
Family.
even if Russell Westbrook, even if he played well, even if he was having a good season,
but somebody should have talked to him and said, if this shit goes south,
yeah,
if you don't perform, this is Los Angeles. This is Hollywood. They will scar you. They will make sure, like, if Westbrook leaves here, I believe this. This is crazy. Westbrook is gonna leave LA. He's gonna be traded, right? And then he's gonna go back to Westbrook, that triple double thing. But
right.
Westbrook is never gonna win a championship. Westbrook is never gonna win a championship.
Probably not. But you know what? I think that's fine because not every great player should win a championship. Because otherwise, why are we paying attention to the NBA if everyone can win a championship? You know what I mean?
Not everybody win the championship. I mean, I know not everybody win the championship. I mean, we've seen it in history. Not all, great players win championships. You know what I mean? Karl Malone, one of them. Stockton, John Stockton. Charles Barkley.
Yeah, I think with Westbrook is that he didn't prepare to work on his game. He didn't work on his game for when all the athleticism went down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just think like
because like for me, when I used to play ball, right? I used to be like a quick guard, but when I got up in years, I'm not as fast anymore. So mentally, that messed with me for a while because I'm trying to be this quick guard that I used to be, but I'm not.
Yeah. So now you have to
I have to think a lot more.
Yeah. Now you have to understand.
That's why I don't even play anymore because I have to think so much, and if you think so much, that can lead to injuries.
Yeah.
But I think with Russ, he's still in good shape and he's still fast, but he's not as fast as he used to be.
It's just not the system is not built for him. Like the system is not built for Westbrook. The system is built for LeBron James.
Right.
And the LeBron and then Lakers gave up all their defense. Like my thing is it's like they had a great system that worked. Now granted, it was the bubble. Now, would if they got there if it was a full season? I don't know. We don't know. You know what I mean? They got there, they got the bubble. Okay, it's an asterisk, it's whatever. Like now you're seeing everybody saying like that shit don't count. They're like, that was the weirdest. We should have called off the season, whatever. What like it was just so bad. Like people have a bad time for that. But it is
I think it's going to be a lot of changes this off season because they're not going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
I don't think. They're going to have to trade Anthony Davis.
Yeah, there's actually people out there that saying trade them both. Get rid of James, get rid of AD, and I'm not gonna lie. That's the only thing that's gonna save the organization to future to come. So. Because if they don't trade them, if they allow these people to finish out their contracts, if they allow these people just to go through and then go somewhere else, and then we're left with nothing, bro, it's gonna be 20 to something years before we ever see a Los Angeles team be even in that conversation of being in, you know,
Yeah.
championship. I'm talking about 20 plus years, bro.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
how
I know. Shaq said that if the Lakers trade LeBron, they'll never win it again. Well, they're not winning anyway.
they're not winning anyway. Like that. That's why I said like that. That was that remark. I heard that remark, and I was just thinking to myself like, what? Like, they're not gonna win it. What are you telling me if they don't trade LeBron James right now? Which I think LeBron James has a no trade clause. I think I would assume that he has a no trade clause. So
Yeah.
you would, you
Awesome.
know, like I would assume that they all don't have trade clauses. They probably would talk to him. I mean, it sounds good, but I really do believe that these three individuals, I mean, they could trade Westbrook, they could probably trade AD, but I think LeBron James is probably the only one that has a no trade clause. You know what I mean? So those other two, what you would generally have to get rid of. Like I think people would still be interested in AD. I still think people will be interested in Westbrook. I mean, are we going to get a whole bunch of first round, picks? No, but we're going to get some late round and early second round picks. You know what I mean? Maybe some cash considerations and stuff, but maybe some players switched over. You know what I mean? Now
Yeah.
we can back to building because we got it. It's the defense is so terrible, man. It's so terrible.
They're just old.
Yeah, and
And
then when
basketball, sports in general, it's a young man's game.
yeah, and I love this new generation, bro. I love this new generation now. It's so cool because you know why? They don't give a fuck who you are. They don't lay down for nobody, bro. Like I love that they're talking shit to LeBron James and them. I love it. LeBron James is
That's
losing
how
it.
it is. That's how it is when
But
you're
if
the
you
quote unquote king. They want to take your kingdom.
if you the king, if you the goat, if you all this shit, bro, like I love it, man. Like you see, my is with Michael Jordan,
That's how it was like with Mike. His last
like
year, they want to put him in retirement.
that's what it was, man. Like every like Kobe was coming at him, like everybody was coming at him. He had like, I mean, it's Michael Jordan. He still put up his 30 and something, like,
Yeah,
it's Michael Jordan, but it was just getting to a point after what 2008 or 1996,
yeah,
98, 98, it was done. And
right.
then Kobe, man, Shaq and everybody, Lakers and stuff, everybody started, you know. You really didn't start hearing anything about, I mean, and then there was this one thing that I heard from Doc Rivers, which really like upset me.
What?
Doc said that so the difference between he believes that LeBron is more greater than Mike is because he kind of defined him. He was just like uh MJ was a surprise. LeBron was his that they expected him to be great.
I'll say
And then
I'll say this. With LeBron, he played with so many great players. With
yeah,
Kyrie, Russ, AD, Kevin Love, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade.
like he
It,
has three that he played with. He has three players that he played with there on the top five.
yeah, and the list go on and on. Mike, he only had Pip. He only had Jordan. I mean, not Jordan. He only had
Pippen and Rodman.
Pippen, Rodman, and Horace Grant.
Was he top 20, 75?
Who?
Horace Grant wasn't 75, top
No, he
75.
wasn't, but he contribute during
No,
the
it was
first
Rodman
three championship.
was top 75. So that was Scottie Pippen and Rodman was
And plus,
Michael.
it was a different league when Jordan was playing.
Yeah.
It was very physical.
I believe it was more physical back then.
Oh, it was. So I give it to Jordan in that regard.
Like I just my thing is just like with this basketball thing, like I can't wait for playoffs. I think it's gonna be very like I'm just gonna be some surprises, bro. I really think it's
I
gonna
have
be
I have I have Phoenix coming out the West, man. I have Phoenix coming out the West again because and they are clicking on all cylinders.
I mean, it sounds good, but they still gotta play Warriors 7 games. And Warriors weren't there last year. So that's why I always say, bro, like it sounds good. Like I have Phoenix going. The one of the biggest ones is Memphis. Memphis might be a problem, bro, for people.
No,
Like
they're not
you
there yet. They're not there yet.
heard in the West, baby, they're not there yet.
No, they're not. You'll see it in the playoffs. They're not there yet.
All right, they might surprise people. I think they're gonna get in the second round, and they're gonna take somebody to 7. They're gonna take a
Then they'll lose. But I think John Morant, he's very explosive. He definitely loves to go into the lane with the 7-game series. You can really key on his weaknesses. He's not a really good jump shooter, so if they can just make him shoot uncomfortable shots, keep him out of the lane, I think they have a chance.
Does Phoenix even got defense like that?
Oh yeah, have you seen Phoenix play?
I've seen a couple games, but I mean, like, I don't know about locking down somebody.
Yeah, the Phoenix Suns, the top seed in basketball right now. They've been together for about 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
So they have that chemistry, that cohesiveness. They all know each other's roles on the team. So, and they're very deep too. So I got them coming out the West.
Again. All right. What did you think? So who's coming out the East?
Ooh. It could be Brooklyn. It could be Milwaukee again. But I'm thinking probably Brooklyn.
Milwaukee? That's interesting. I'm saying Heat.
And they got their ass handed to them last time they played the Suns. It was like a couple days ago. They got blown out. So I hope it ain't the Heat.
That's the only team I see. Like I don't see anybody coming out of the East. Like, I mean, like Milwaukee, good team. I guess everything. That's why I wanted to see the playoffs, because everything slows down. Now everything has to be like, okay, you got to have good transition defense. You have to have that 1-2 punch. You know what I mean? You got to, their home field advantage. I mean, the home court advantages will matter this time. You know what I mean? Like now Phoenix has Memphis, has Utah, has Denver, still has the Warriors now. So it's just like those 3 teams behind Phoenix. They're gonna see, and they're either gonna see 2 of them, going forth. You know what I mean? They're gonna see one in the second round. They're gonna see the other one in the Western Conference Finals. So I mean, it's gonna be tight. They're gonna have to battle all the way. And I really don't think, like, the first round. Yeah, well, the first round, depending on who they have, if the Lakers end up coming out of if the Lakers come up out of the fucking play-in, if they come out of there, then they'll play Phoenix. You know what I mean?
So, and they'll be out the first round.
And who knows with LeBron James and whatever, and maybe he needs to get embarrassed so bad again where he's like,
he's been getting embarrassed the whole season.
So I mean, I don't know who's gonna come out to play in. Like, that's what I really want to find out. It's so funny though. I want to find out first who comes out of the play in first. Right. That's who I want to find out, if they make it out of the play in first, man.
I think it will. I think the league, they need them in the playoffs. They'll lose, but
but I can't wait. I'm excited.
They'll make it into the play-in, I believe. Then they'll lose.
Well, playoffs don't start until what, June?
No, it don't start till, I guess, May.
Oh, and the championship is in June.
Right.
So a month and a half? Yep, they got a month and a half of basketball left, bro. Got a lot of games left, bro. A lot of games left.
Yeah. But before we close this on out, I know you wanted to touch on what's going on between Russia and Ukraine.
I mean, I still don't know what have I done a little bit of research. I believe Putin always felt like the east side, the east portion of the country belongs to Russia. And before, World War II or something, or after World War II,
right?
All all those countries right there, you know, deserve their independence and everything from. So I guess he wants that back. But you know, I've heard there's biochemical labs the U.S. has in Ukraine on, you know, Russian borders and stuff like that. And you know, I've heard that those rumors. That's why
I think it's just so much you just don't know what to believe.
I don't know, man. Like, and then I'm thinking to myself, and like, there's so much coming out of this Ukraine thing. It's like all of a sudden gas prices went up, but we don't get that. We don't get as much crude oil and gas from Russia. Like, we don't even get it like a crazy percentage. You know, we get most of our shit, 11% of it from Canada. So I'm like, I'm not really thinking like, why have our gas prices up if we really don't get that much from Russia? Big, like now cryptocurrency, Biden puts out, so they're going to regulate cryptocurrency. I told everybody it's going to happen, man. As soon as Putin said, "Oh, this is why," like, so check this out. So the reason why they're going to regulate cryptocurrency is because Putin, they can't touch his money. So yeah, they're taking and stuff like that. They're taking all the stocks, businesses are going out, they're closing out sports and everything like that. Like, as far as the country is going down, they're losing money. But as far as him, boy, all his stuff is locked up in cryptocurrency. They can't touch him. He, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm chill, I'm fine. But the country goes down, but I'm fine. But I don't know why he felt like he had to go to Ukraine. Like, I still don't know what that is about. I don't even know what's in Ukraine to go into. You know what I mean? Like, well, I was like, what's in Ukraine? Like, what is, like, do they have oil? Do they have, you know, nuclear weapons? Do they, you know, they child molest? I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just, it's baffling to me. And I just hope we don't get involved. There's no reason for it. They're not even part of NATO. They're not even part of NATO. They're not even part of the EU. I mean, I know they did an emergency membership to the EU,
Right.
But leave that to them. Like, if they go into the EU and they're a member of the EU, then that's, I mean, it sucks too, because then we would have to get involved because we have allies in the EU, and then with EU would be against Russia. So it'd be a whole war over there. But again, because that got to do with us. And I can already expect this video to be screened out. You know what I mean? We in the big leagues now, baby. You know me? They talk about Donald Trump and everybody there. We like, we had to cut your content.
Yeah, and it's funny because Trump said if Biden becomes president, gas prices will go up. And
yeah, see me share that, and guess what? He said $7, $8, $9, or $6, $7, $9 a gallon. Look at it. Like, my auntie just said she spent $6.09. 609 in Cali, be in some places, going up to. So he was right, man. He was right about some things. And then they even had like a UFC podcast interviewed him and was like, "Hey, man, what is your concerns?" Like, I'm not gonna lie, man. I honestly see Trump coming back in 2024, running again. You know what I mean? Like, it's Biden
and Harris
embarrassed this country, man.
Biden and Harris, yeah, because their press conference, I mean, you just leave like scratching your head, like, man, like
you know what I mean? Like, you like, dude, I couldn't watch it anymore. Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? Like, what's going on? I was like, is he all right? I was like, is he good?
You leave more confused before you even watched it. So I don't understand what he was saying. So
I know either. And then he said he had to, like, we had to go to work. Like, we all have to go to work now. And I'm like, well, then stop the mandatory fucking vaccines. Nobody wants to go to work because they got to either get vaccinated or they're scared to get COVID.
Yeah.
So going remote, like, let them work from remote. You know what I mean? Company actually saves money, so they don't have to fucking pay the lease or the property taxes on the space. Just have everybody do the remote working, or give them a choice. I don't understand, but I mean, that's why eventually, well, that's why. And then inflation is the reason why you're seeing all these raises. Now you're seeing a lot of these jobs, they're starting off at $20 an hour, $21, $22 an hour, and everything like that, because of inflation.
Yeah, it's crazy. Oh, yeah. Almost I know we switching back and forth going through it with topics and whatnot. But I forgot to bring up the Kenobi series.
Bro, the first, and it was a teaser. They said it was a teaser trailer. It's not even a trailer.
Right.
So I'm like, bro, I'm done. Don't show me no more, please.
We probably won't get the real trailer until next month.
Yeah, we'll probably get the real trailer in April, just before it comes out a month later. And like, dude, it's gonna break the internet. And then there already talks in season 2. And my thing is like, this is huge.
I thought it was just gonna be a one-off.
Yeah, but they're in talks of doing it too. But this is huge. So here's the thing. This is so huge, Kenobi, is because now you have to set the precedent on like, okay, it's gonna break out to where they have to do a Darth Vader series. They're gonna have to, because they have to fill the gap from Revenge of the Sith to New Hope.
Right.
They have that gap. So now you're gonna find out what Kenobi did and what he was doing, all the way to the point where he met Darth Maul. Darth Maul, I believe, was his last true enemy before he was just like set in his ways. Like, you know what? I'm just gonna chill.
Right.
And then New Hope happened. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But it's just like you have to like. But before then, Kenobi was doing so much for people not to go to Tatooine, not to find Luke. You know what I mean? He was traveling. He was going everywhere for all the pieces not to go back to Tatooine. So this guy never stopped fighting. He was fighting all the way up until, you know, that I guess all until that time where Luke was old enough to take over. He was still trying to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be dope though. Darth Vader series.
Bro, Darth Vader killing all these Jedi and everything like that, hunting people down. Like, it's gonna be crazy as hell, dude.
Yeah, especially coming off the fact that, you know, he killed his lover. So
I think they have like a little scene in the video game when he goes to go see, like he visits her grave and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like he fights Ahsoka and stuff like that. So it's just, man, it's just so good to see him. It's just like he still looks good. Like, you know what I mean? He still looks like, you know, I thought they were gonna whiten his stuff out. You know what I mean? But I guess that long. So I guess it's just been I don't know how long specifically, how many years it's been after Return of the Sith. I mean, yeah, Revenge of the Sith. But it's good. And then I like to see the black woman, the Sith or the Inquisitor. I wonder what that. I'm like, you look sick. I was like, what's this? What's this?
Oh man, I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, go ahead and close it out. Any last words you want to say to the people?
Keep your head up.
You know what I mean?
Keep your head up. Keep your head up.
Together.
Keep waking up every morning. Keep, you know, showing up. You know, and definitely, you know, it's okay to take a mental health day. You know, like keep your head up, keep moving forward. But it's okay to take a mental health day. It's all right. You know, mental health is very important now.
Yeah, and definitely talk to somebody if you really going through it.
And definitely, you know, health is wealth.